Hey, I'm Marcus Buff Bagwell, and I'm here today with one of the best tag team, one of the best wrestlers in the 34 years I know I've been in this business, and that's Bully Ray.
I don't know about wrestler, maybe sports entertainer, but I'm like shits when it comes to wrestling.
But hold on, that's what the definition of wrestler is to
Sure.
me. I mean, let's look at The Rock. The Rock, to me, he can talk, he looks good, he can wrestle. For overall balance, he in my world was considered one of the best. Stone Cold, looks good, can talk, has a body, can wrestle. You know, the balance of having it all is the idea. But last night at the CAC, you get awarded the tag award. Now, what does this truly mean to you as getting this award?
It was very nice for the Cauliflower Alley Club to come to me and my brother Devon for the second time. We first received the Tag Team of the Year award from them in 1997. Me and Devon had just gotten together.
That's early.
Yeah, that's very early in me and Devon's careers. We had just gotten together and making a name for ourselves in ECW. We were kind of like the hot team, in the world. Cauliflower Alley Club, in conjunction with Wrestling All-Stars magazine, George Napolitano, presented us with an award. This was in New Jersey, but the big deal about that night was who presented us with the award. Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans. And obviously, within the past 6 weeks, we have lost both Afa and Sika. But to meet them for the first time that night, to become friends with them throughout the years, to become friendly with their family throughout the years was a very big deal. When I was 10 years old and I saw professional wrestling on my TV for the very first time, the first two guys I saw were Afa and Sika. And I was mesmerized by it. And I was like, that's what I want to do.
I love it.
To see them first, to be awarded the Cauliflower Alley Club Tag Team of the Year award in 97, to become friends with them, and then full circle last night to receive the award again and to dedicate the award to Afa and Sika while we were sitting with Ata Maivia.
Wow.
Right in front of you. Rocky's mom and hierarchy in the entire family. It was a great night. The fans were great. The boys were great.
Powerful. Sting's in the audience too.
Absolutely.
You and Stinger, talk about Stinger a little bit. You guys are super close. I told you about the match I watched, Slammiversary. You got in incredible shape. You looked really great. I loved seeing you like that. You always move good in the ring, but you just had that little better spark in you. Talk about Stinger a little bit.
So I never thought I would never, when I was a kid, and I'm not trying to age Sting, but listen, we grew up watching. You grew up watching Sting. Yeah. And one of my favorite matches of all time took place at Halloween Havoc 89 in Philadelphia. It was Sting and Flair versus Funk and Muta in the Thunderdome cage.
Wow, I don't remember that.
And special guest referee, Bruno Sammartino.
Oh my God!
You don't associate Bruno with WCW or the NWA
ever.
So Bruno was the special guest referee, and I remember that Thunderdome cage match. It was built up so much, and I remember Sting swinging across the rope into Funk on the cage. Incredible memories. Oh, I still go back and watch the match today.
Oh, that's incredible.
And I don't watch, a ton of stuff anymore. But anyway, after me and Devon had basically conquered the world of tag team wrestling, there was legitimately nothing left for us to do. No other territory on the planet, no other championships to win. We decided, let's go our separate ways and see what happens.
Who made that decision, that talk? Me. So it was you that came to your brother and said, look, bro, I think we should do this.
Devon always
okay with it.
Yeah, because Devon always had a little bit of an aspiration to be a singles guy.
Okay.
He wanted
to. So it didn't take a big show.
I was like, hey, go ahead, you go do your thing, I'll do my thing. If it doesn't work, we can always get back together, but maybe it will work.
Right. So then the Aces and Eights thing kind of started it off. Is that right?
I started off as Bully way before the Aces and Eights. I started as Bully Ray.
Okay.
And I had some good stuff going on with AJ Styles, and the character was really getting off the ground, and I was becoming the heel that I always wanted to be. And then I remember one night, I remember exactly where I was at Universal Studios standing by a giant trash can, and Eric comes up to me and he goes, how do you feel about being the leader of a biker gang? I was like, in my mind, I was like, a biker gang? I'm like, that is so wrestling generic. It's been done to death a million times.
Right.
I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I do not want to I don't even ride a motorcycle.
Never.
I mean, once or twice, but I don't ride, right?
You don't ride.
So, and then I looked at Eric and I said, if you think that is the best utilization of the Bully Ray character, then we'll run with it. If the booker's coming to you with an idea, and the show, what was that show about? About people the motorcycle clubs.
Oh, the
whatever it was, the hot TV show. Yeah, the biker show.
How are you talking about?
Little Hell.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
There you go.
So that was the hot show. So I was like, okay, sure, a year.
It was hot right there, but
Yeah.
okay, well that's a plus.
So to Eric's credit, this storyline started and went on a full year, before I was ever revealed as the leader of the Aces and Eights.
Wow.
And then we went back and we told the backstory kind of in like the same sense as the movie,
Right.
The Sixth Sense,
Right.
where you go backwards to bring everybody forward. So we bring everybody up to speed. I betray Hulk. I marry Brooke.
Right.
But the marriage never really happened.
Right.
I screwed over Brooke. I screwed over Hulk. I screwed over Sting, who was going to bat for me the whole
time, right?
He was going to bat for me the whole time for Hulk. Like, Hulk, this is the guy. He's not the guy you think he is. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy.
Right.
And when the time was right, screwed everybody over all one time. And then got to work with Sting. So this is really answering your question now.
Circle.
To be able to be in the ring with him and him allowing me to be as creative as I wanted to, allowing me to put him in situations that I knew he would thrive in.
Yes.
Trusting me.
Trust.
And the thing that I loved about him the most is I would stiff the shit out of him at least once.
Yep.
Because I knew if I popped him, here he comes. Now I
You gonna get.
I knew I was going to get the best out of him.
Hitting was like they even slap you or something to get you to fire up.
And we had great promo segments in the ring. We had some great matches together. The one that you compliment on, Slammiversary.
Right.
That's the first time the ring had ever been cut open and exposed. I cut the ring apron away, took the apron off, took the padding off, exposed the wooden boards,
the metal.
It was great to be able to work with him and to always want to be a tag team wrestler. Never had aspirations of being a single guy. To have matches with Sting and be immersed in such a deep storyline with Hulk Hogan and have promo segments with Hulk.
Right.
Huge deal.
Huge.
Yeah.
So that brings us back to the award from last night. So when you get mentioned in the same sentence, brother, as the Road Warriors, I'm at home, I'm 10 years old, and the Road Warriors music comes on, and somebody is going to get beat up. Somebody's going to get their brains beat out, and you're right in front of the TV because you can't wait. The Road Warriors are here. The Steiner brothers are here. And now you are here. That's got another. First of all, let me say, I'm a 5-time World Tag Team Champion with 4 different partners. To my knowledge, that's never been done. But explain the Steiners, Road Warriors, and you're there, brother.
There are many people who say that me and my brother Devon, the Dudley boys, are the greatest tag team that ever existed.
Because they didn't do tables, didn't you? They were workers. Road Warriors didn't work.
But I don't agree with that. Wrestling is subjective.
Maybe not.
Wrestling is subjective.
It is.
Who is really who the greatest wrestler of all time is?
Hulk Hogan.
The one who made the most money.
Boom.
Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, The Rock. That's the greatest.
Subjective.
It's the only thing. Everything else is subjective. Could everybody do what Ric Flair did every night?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Not. So that's why some people say Flair. That's why some people say Shawn Michaels. I can definitively tell you that the Road Warriors are the greatest tag team of all time. And just give this example. You could put the Road Warriors name on the marquee, and it could just say the Road Warriors, and the place would sell out just on their name alone.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
The Dudleys couldn't do that.
Steiner's couldn't either.
The Steiners couldn't do that.
No.
The Rock and Roll couldn't do that.
No.
The Midnight couldn't do
No.
it. Now, if you put the Rock and Roll and the Midnight's name together,
crowd.
Boom.
We got a crowd.
But if you just put the Road Warriors name, you could sell out.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes them the greatest tag team of all time. They were so innovative. They did everything. Were the Road Warriors the greatest workers of all time? No, but you don't have to be in this.
No,
business.
you don't.
You don't. You
The
have
Ultimate Warrior, look at one of the biggest money makers are all couldn't hit the ropes. You know, I mean, God bless him, but he couldn't.
So they are now. When it comes to me and my brother, we are the most successful tag team of all time.
No doubt.
That's it.
No doubt.
That's it. Nobody has done what we've done all over the planet and won the championships that we've won.
And to do it again, you know, let's talk about contractually. How did y'all work contracts with this situation being both you guys?
First, we're in
Did y'all talk first and then go in together, or what is your motive?
I was the businessman.
So you took care of the team.
That's it.
That's how it's got to be. I'm guessing they can't go into separate.
End of story.
So, like for example, with Nasty Boys, one of those have got to be the spokes guy. You think?
Yeah.
But so you were Team Dudley.
100% the spokesperson for the team,
Of course, but trusted you to do that.
That's it.
Okay.
But it was never like I went in and spoke to somebody and negotiated and then gave them a yes or no. I would talk to them, negotiate, go back to them, say, here's what we want.
and then come back. But it was you were only in the room.
Because that was my area of expertise.
Right.
You know,
And that makes the team.
I had a background in business. If there were things that I might not have been good at that Devon was at, then I let Devon handle it.
Give me the lead follow thing. Lead.
Every tag team that needs to have a great leader and a great follower. Now, the word follower sometimes can have a negative connotation,
Yeah, absolutely.
but not in a great tag team. It is as important to be a great follower as it is to be a great leader. They both share the equal importance.
Absolutely.
When it came to the Dudleys, Bubba was the leader and Devon was the follower. That's because Bubba would come up with the majority of the matches. I was the idea guy. I was the psychology guy. I was the guy that understood the art of putting stuff together in the ring, the entertainment factor. Devon was the wrestler. So when it came to the actual wrestling or professional wrestling, Devon always handled that for the team because I couldn't handle that for the team. But I handled the things that he couldn't handle. And like I said, at our Cauliflower Alley induction, we shared the spotlight. We were smart enough to know me without him ain't gonna work and him without me ain't gonna work. Together we're so strong. And for 20 years, we were the strongest.
There's no doubt. So this question's been asked 1,000 times to me, and every time I always go, man, it's a tough question. But I've got to ask it at least. Do you have a favorite other tag team that y'all wrestled?
It's got to. If I had to whittle it down
It's hard, isn't
to
it?
one,
It's tough.
I'd have to say the Hardy Boys.
Really? Okay, well, that's but why? Because
the Hardys and the Dudleys made a lot of history in the WWE together.
Right.
Now, it's kind of hard to leave out Edge and Christian, but we had more of a rivalry with the Hardys. We had more one-on-one matches with the Hardys. As a matter of fact, the match that put the Dudleys on the map in the WWE was the first ever tables match in Madison Square Garden, Royal Rumble 2000. Proud to say we stole the show. And if you can walk into Madison Square Garden as a tag team and steal the show when you got Cactus versus Hunter in a street fight as your main event, you did something right.
And then in your singles world, what was your favorite?
It would have to probably have been everything that I did with Sting and Hogan.
Yeah, Sting and Hogan. It was the best. It was the best.
And you know, I had heard so many stories about Hulk. Listen, growing up, I'm a Hulk Hogan fan, you know, and I had heard so many stories about Hulk, you know, about
like negative stories, or not negative, or what do you mean stories?
Perceived negative
Right.
because of the stringent businessman he could be at times.
Sure.
But when you get older in this business, you learn that you have to be a stringent.
Yeah, you don't speak up. The squeaky wheel gets oiled.
1,000%. He knew what was right and he was wrong. And I learned something from him one day. And this really cleared the air for me on my perception of Hulk when it came to the guy in the ring and in this business. We're in Manchester, Manchester, UK. 12,000 people in the arena, sold out. And we had the elevated ramp to the ring. And at the end of the show, me and Hulk got really close. We got uncomfortably close. And I'm a big believer in you never get too close to the babyface, because if you're close enough for him to grab you, he should.
Very good.
And I'm not trying to leave Hulk in a bad spot. I just screwed over his daughter, his best friend.
That's too close.
That's too close. So we get a little close, and I did what the heel young boy should do. No, I backed down.
Oh, absolutely.
Back off.
because he's
Now, I might be giving a little too much away here, but we get in the back.
oh boy.
Yes, sir. Don't you ever back down from me again. And I was like,
Yeah, dude, you've done it 1,000 times.
he's like, do you understand why? And I was like, on this one, no, I don't. He goes, I'm here to make you.
So why did you take that?
I was like,
What?
because you hear stories about Hulk being very much about Hulk.
And all of a
And now
sudden,
he's saying something to you where it's the complete opposite. There was no selfishness involved in this. I'm here to make you. And he went out of his way to make sure that I shine at all times.
Wow.
And so did Sting in the ring.
so basically everything negative you ever heard about Hulk was it true?
But I'm sure you like this too, Buff. As a New Yorker, I'm very much.
Oh yeah.
I'm upfront. I look you in the eyes. I'm part of the 1%ers in this business who are so brutally honest that sometimes it's a detriment to me. I go by my experience with you in the business because I'm a big believer in the wrestling business turns good people into bad people sometimes just because of the nature of the business.
Sure.
So I just want to go by my interaction with you, my handshake with you, me looking you in your eye, me and you having a chat, a conversation when you do business together.
Yes.
I took, so no matter what I heard about anybody,
That's what you took.
I threw it out the window and I went by how I was told that I would never get along with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff handed me the ball as much as Paul handed it. I was told that when I got to the WWE, I would never be friends with Billy Gunn. My first friend in the WWE was Billy Gunn.
So you can't believe this is what you take. And if the world did what you said, it would be a better place. But because what happens is the rumor mill happens, and did you hear what happened? And then that gets going. And if that's the case, nobody's ever truly going to be friends. So doing it the way you did it, bro, as a human, as a man, that's the way it's supposed to be done, and that's incredible. I'm a huge fan of you, a huge fan of the Dudley Boys, and so is everybody else. It was really, really important last night seeing you up on stage. I loved how you, after Devon got done, you're like, see you later. But then I thought, oh my God, he really was really good. It's pretty hard to follow. And you came in with a great finish. But you guys are, to me, the best tag team.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Love it, bro.
Thank you, man.